Hi everyone, welcome to my first yoga video. So crazy, I've never done this before. Figured I'd give it a shot. So tonight I'm going to do a little bit of a slow flow, probably about 15 minutes. And all you need is a mat if you have one, and if you don't, feel free to just lay a blanket down or go on your floor, on your rug, or something like that. If you start to slide around, then maybe a mat or something sticky would be more preferable. But that's all you really need. No bolsters or blocks or anything like that. So we'll start now. So sit any way that's comfortable for you. You can have your feet out, having your legs straight, toes pointed, or you can have your feet together in easy pose or sit cross-legged, whatever's comfortable for you. And sometimes it might be a little easier for you to have a straight spine if you have something underneath you. So I have a little bit of a yoga bolster here, but you can use a folded up blanket or a pillow or anything else that's accessible to you. So just take a moment and notice your breath. And before you start to take any deep breaths or anything like that, start to notice what you hear around you. Notice how your breath feels in your body. Now start to deepen your breath and expand your lungs in all directions. Make sure to drop your shoulders and lift your crown, creating more space in your torso for breathing. You can close your eyes here, you can have a soft gaze in front of you. And as you deepen your breath, see how low you can bring the air on your inhale. So if you put your hands on your belly, you can feel it expand. When you breathe in, and slightly engage your core to push the air out. You can do this at any point in time. This is a nice relaxing technique if you notice that you're clenching up during the day, maybe when you're driving, or just sitting at home, or if you just heard something stressful. There's a lot of stressful things going around. So know that you always have your breath to turn to. And as you practice this simple breathing more and more, you'll notice that your capacity for breath expands. So this is a really good thing to try at the beginning of the day when you first wake up, maybe for a couple minutes before you go to sleep, or just throughout the day. Bring your awareness to your breath. So staying on your bolster, on your mat, or on the floor, reach up with your crown. And on your inhale, breathing in, lift your arms up overhead, making sure your shoulders are relaxed. And then exhale, bring the hands back down. Inhale, arms come up. And this time, keeping a nice straight spine, exhale and bring your right hand forward and your left hand back. And since it's in selfie mode, I'll actually be mirroring you. So continuing that nice deep breath, inhale and lift your crown up a little more, and exhale, twist a little more. Twists like this are good for waking up the spine, detoxifying the body as you give your organs a little bit of a twist. And then inhale, lift your arms back up to center, and exhale, right hand comes forward, left hand comes back. Again, lifting the crown of the head when you breathe in, and twisting a little farther when you breathe out. Dropping your shoulders and lifting with your crown. And then inhale, exhale, arms come up, arms come down. Now, removing any bolsters, come into a tabletop position. So your wrists are directly below your elbows, and your elbows are directly below your shoulders on both sides, and the same goes for your knees. So your knees are right below your hips. And if you gaze between your legs, you don't want to be able to see your toes, so just send your feet out so they're parallel. And then inhale, lift the crown of the head, and drop the belly and lift the tailbone up. So filling your lungs when you look up, and then exhaling, leading with the tailbone, tucking the tailbone under, and bringing the crown of the head down, pushing all that air out on your exhale. Inhale, leading with the tailbone, the head follows, and then exhale, leading with the tailbone, tucking it under, squeezing all the air out. Now in your own time, do about 3 more rounds of this. Cat-cow. Inhaling when the head comes up and squeezing all the air out when the head comes down. Now from here, you're going to shift your hips over to your right side and have your shoulder meet it, and then gaze towards that back hip, like you're checking yourself out. So exhale here, squeeze over to your right, inhale center, and then exhale over to your left. So you're getting that nice lateral side body stretch, giving your organs on either side a nice squeeze. Now bring your hands about a hand's distance higher than they were towards the top of your mat. Get ready to tuck your toes under. And then lift your hips up for down dog. So you're pushing into your fingertips here. Your hands are about shoulder length apart, and your feet are about hip distance apart. Be careful not to lock your knees here, but you're pushing in, your elbows are hugging in towards each other. Your hips are up towards the ceiling, and your heels are driving down towards the ground. And you can just drop your head. Take about 3 solid deep breaths here. And then inhale, lift your right leg up towards the sky. And then exhale, lift up that knee, bend it so you can open up your hip. Take about 2 deep breaths here. Really lift that knee up. And then on your next exhale, we're going to bring the foot up to the hands in any way you can. So you're at a nice low lunge here. Just take a couple deep breaths and notice how your body feels. Your hands are on the ground. You can have them tented in fingertips. And then we're going to drop that left knee. Just have the foot flat out on the mat. feeling the lunge, looking forward, dropping the shoulders. Take about 2 deep breaths here. Leaning forward with your hips to get a nice stretch on that left side. Then plant your left hand down on the mat, and inhale, have your right hand come up towards the sky. And then do a couple arm circles. So inhale, lift your arm up, and exhale, bring it down. Just in your own time, matching your own breath. Do about 3 of these. And then plant that right hand back down, and then scoot over to your right side, putting weight in your hand and in your back leg. And inhale, bring your left hand up. Doing the same thing here, exhaling, coming down, and inhaling, going up. Do a few swivels with your arms to wake up your shoulders. About 2 more. And then exhale, plant the hands back down. Tuck that back toe under, so you're back in a low lunge. And then on your inhale, bring that left foot back up to meet your right. Staying in a forward fold here. Just take a couple deep breaths. And don't feel pressure to touch your toes. Just relax, let your head hang heavy. And imagine any tension that's built up in your body right now is just rolling right off your back and over your shoulders. Take a couple more deep breaths. And then inhale, bend the knees. Shift your weight into your heels, and then bring your arms up into Utkatasana chair pose. Taking a deep breath. This is an easy one to forget to breathe in. If that's too much for your arms, you could bring your hands to our heart center, Anjali Mudra. One more deep breath. And then exhale, release back into forward fold. Sending both feet back into plank pose. Take a deep breath here. Hugging your elbows in towards each other. Your wrists, your elbows, and your shoulders are all aligned, and your body's in a straight line. So you can feel the direct line of power from your heels up to the crown of your head. Remembering to breathe, and then slowly lowering yourself down to the ground, keeping the elbows tucked in tight. Deep breath. And then keeping your hands close to your shoulders. Inhale, using your back muscles to lift your upper body up off the mat. And exhale, push down through your hands and sit back into child's pose. Take about 3 breaths here. And then coming back into tabletop, bring your hands about a hand's length ahead of them, tuck your toes under, and bring your hips back up into down dog. Now we're switching to the other side, so lift your left leg up, take 2 deep breaths, bend that left knee and open up the hip. And then exhale, bring that left foot up to meet your hands in that low lunge. So just sitting in this low lunge, take a few deep breaths and really feel what it feels like. Having your hips opening, a nice stretch right here. Now drop that back knee and untuck your toe. And shift the weight into your left hand. And inhale, bring your right hand up. And just like we did before, exhale on the way down, inhale on the way up, taking a couple of rounds with your arms. If your shoulders popping and cracking, no worries, mine is too. And then place your right hand down, left hand comes up, same thing. Now place both hands back down. Tuck that back toes under. And then on your inhale, bring your right foot up to meet your left. And hang out in a forward fold here. Bend the knees, take a deep breath, and on your inhale, lift the arms up. Shift the weight into your heels, drop the hips into Utkatasana, or chair pose. Full deep breath here. And then exhale, drop the hands back down. Bring the feet back into plank. And then slowly lower yourself down, keeping the elbows tucked into your body. Now we're gonna hang out here for a minute. Let's take a few deep breaths. We're gonna start to wind down. So then inhale, lift your hips up, and shift them back over your heels for child's pose. Take 2 more deep breaths here. Then slowly make your way onto your back for bridge pose. Hopefully you can see it okay. So bridge pose, you want to have your feet, your heels as close to your hips as you can, having your feet flat on the mat, and your fingertips might be able to touch your heels, they might not, but just get them as close as you can while you're still comfortable. And just relax your shoulders onto the mat. And when you're ready, putting the weight in your shoulders and pushing down with your heels, lift your hips up. Try to equally engage with your glutes and your core. And if you want to take it a step further, you can walk your shoulders underneath your body and interlace your fingers behind you. Again, it's just an option, not necessary. Remembering to maintain a nice deep breath. And if your fingers were interlaced behind you, just slowly walk your arms back out. And then slowly exhale and lower yourself back down to the mat. Now inhale and hug your knees to your chest. And just rock back and forth. And then drop your knees to your left. Have your arms out in a T. And gaze over to your right. And hug your knees into your chest again. And go over to your right side. Arms out in a T and gaze over to your left. Maintaining a nice deep breath. Breathing into this twist to feel all of its benefits. Now hug your knees into your chest. And if you like here, you do a little bit of a happy baby, so you can grab your feet. Kind of just get the blood flowing back to your heart. Another option is you can take a pillow and place it underneath your hips. And send your feet up for a nice inversion. Inversions are great if you have trouble sleeping at night. You also don't need a pillow too, and you could also put your legs up a wall. So take 2 more deep breaths. Trying to get that full breath all the way down to your belly. And then lowering your feet down to the mat, removing any pillows or bolsters if you had any. And move into Shavasana. Just taking time here and really let yourself melt into your mat. So lowering your feet, relaxing your hands, letting them splay out in any way that's comfortable for you. You could put blankets under your knees, sometimes that's comfortable. Just close your eyes. And allow every part of your body just to melt into the mat. So notice your face. If you're squinting your eyes or clenching your jaw, just release any tension that you have. Let go of your tongue, your eyebrows. If you want to tuck your chin to your chest and then lower your head back down to the mat to make sure that you're not having any strain in the back of your neck. And releasing your shoulders, letting your hands splay out in any way that's comfortable for you. And just notice where the mat is supporting you or where the floor is supporting you. And know that if you fully let go, that the ground has you. And you can just melt into whatever is supporting you. So for the next 30 seconds, just be. Start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Start to wake up your body. Take a deep breath. And then roll over onto one side. And when you're ready, slowly bring yourself back up into a seated position. Thank you for watching my video today. If you liked it, stay tuned, there'll be more. We're going to be stuck inside for a while, so I might as well keep making these. And if you want to follow me on Instagram, it's @alex.sequin. Thanks. Namaste.